Hi everyone. So today Salesforce development day 8. Today and tomorrow we will be talking about the development. So let's see what are we going to learn in this class. What is the outcome? So today's agenda is we will quickly review the previous session and we'll talk about the Apex output field. Today our focus is on the output Visualforce tag. So we will talk about the ApexColonOutputField Visualforce tag, decode any Visualforce tag, and we will talk about attributes in ApexColonOutputField. And then also we will talk about the few more attributes in the Apex page. And the URL parameters to open Visualforce page in app. Then we'll see one of the client requirement. We will implement that. And we'll talk about the ApexColonOutputLink. This is the second one. Visualforce tag and their attributes, quiz, homework, and today's interview. So let's quickly recap what we have learned last. What are the Visualforce tags that we learned in last class?
Input Visualforce, Apex
input fields.
We have
input Visualforce components for text area, upload file, hidden secret keys, etc.
input checkbox, input file.
Yes.
Right. So last time we have learned input Visualforce tags, which are ApexColonInput text for the text, for text area input, ApexColonInput text area, ApexColonCheckbox, ApexColonHidden, ApexColonInput secret, ApexColonFile upload, right? Input file. So these are the tags which we have learned last time. And also we have learned one of the Visualforce tag called ApexColonOutputLabel. Right? We have seen that. So let me open that whatever we have implemented. Let's open the developer console. So last class we have seen input text area, right? And the input hidden, input secret, input checkbox, input file, and input hidden. These are the Visualforce tag that we have learned. Along with this, we have also learned output label. What is the ApexColonOutput label?
It's a hard-coded It's used to display the value.
Okay.
It displays the name of the field.
Yes. So output label is to display the field label. Okay. So output label is to display the field label. What are we displaying here? Employee first name. To display the field label, we use the output label. So that's what we have learned last class. Okay, so this class we will see some more output tags in Visualforce. So basically output tags are used to display an output on UI. Output tags are used to display an output on UI. So last time we have seen the ApexColonOutput label, which is nothing but to display the custom label per field, right? What we have to mention what is the label name. So in order to display the custom label, we have used the output label. So last time, this is what we have implemented. This is one of the field. So here, login username is a field label. This is field label. We have displayed this using the ApexColonOutput label. And this one we did displayed using the ApexColonInput text. Right, to display any custom label. What are the custom labels for the fields are there? If you wanted to display any custom label for the field, then we can use the output label. Today our focus is we are going to learn ApexColonOutputField. We are going to learn ApexColonOutputField. And the second one, we are going to learn ApexColonOutputLink. These are the two things which we are going to focus today. ApexColonOutputField, ApexColonOutputLink. Let's go on. ApexColonOutputField. So it is a self-closed Visualforce tag. It is a self-closed Visualforce tag. Why we use this ApexColonOutputField? We use this component to display field label and field value of a Salesforce object. Output field is we use to display the field label and field value of the Salesforce object fields. What are the within the Salesforce object we have? So those fields, if I wanted to display in the Visualforce page, we use the ApexColonOutputField. So assume that this is the screen. And here I am in the opportunity. I am in opportunity page. In opportunity page, you take anything. For example, opportunity name. Opportunity name is the field label. And what are the value is there? That is the field value. If you take any other also, amount is the field label, value is the field value. And same thing, close date is the field label, and this is value. So basically this side it is a field label. What are the label names are? Field names, you are seeing it. It's a field label and these all are field value. So we use the ApexColonOutputField to display the field label as well as field value, both together. Now, so let's decode. This is in general decode of any Visualforce tag. There are two types we have. One is self-close tag, right? Another one is open and close. Open Visualforce tag and close Visualforce tag. Whether it is a self or self-closed or open and close Visualforce tag, we have a prefix namespace. There is always prefix namespace which is available. And then after that, we have a component name. Then we have a attributes. Then after that, we have attributes. So this is the decode of any Visualforce tag. Now, let's see the attributes. Today, our focus is to learn only few attributes that are required for today. Okay, so ApexColonOutputField attributes. The first one is a value attribute. Value is nothing but an expression that references the Salesforce field. Right? If you wanted to display a Salesforce field label and a Salesforce field value, that means if you wanted to reference the Salesforce field that are associated with we have to associate with this output field. So for example, if you want to display an output field for an account's name, if you go to the account object, right? If you open any of the record account, you will see here account fields. So one of the field we see that is name. So for example, you wanted to display account and particular name field. So account name field, if you wanted to display, right, using what we have to do, we have to use the output field. If you wanted to display an output field for an account's name and field. That means it's not editable. Output fields are not editable. It's only read-only fields. So basically, you take any output tag, you take any output Visualforce tag, they all are read-only. We cannot edit. So if you wanted to display the account's name field, then we have to use the value. Value equal to, we have to use the merge field. What is this? This is a merge field. This is merge field. So merge field always starts with the curly braces, exclamation, and closed curly braces. As we have discussed in the previous classes, if you wanted to call the object field, then you have to mention the object name and then dot name. Now, same thing, we are using the merge field in order to display account's name. In order to display the account's name, what we are doing, we are using one of the attribute in the ApexColonOutputField. By using this attribute, I can display the output field label and output field value on the UI. And the next attribute we have is title. Title is in case if you hover on that particular field. For example, I have a field here. Assume that I have account name and we'll say Infosys. So this is, what is this here? Account name is a field label and account, what are the Infosys is there? This is a field value. So by using the output field, I can show this. By using the output field, I can show this. Where? How? By mentioning the merge field in the value attribute. So now after displaying this information, like whenever a user wants to, if user is hovering on this, okay, when I hover, I wanted to see a tooltip. Like if I hover on this, I wanted to see a tooltip saying that name Infosys or Infosys name. If I hover, then I should get a tooltip saying that Infosys name or some other any description I wanted to display on hover of the particular field or a value. So title is why we use this title attribute. Title attribute is to display as a tooltip. To display as a tooltip when the user's mouse pointer hover over this component. Whenever the user hover on this component, now I wanted to see a tooltip. Tooltip can be a small information or what are the info description if you wanted to show here. So then we use the attribute. Now the next one is label. Next one is label. Now by using the value, you are showing the field label and field value. Right? This is whatever the Salesforce object has. This is exactly in the Salesforce how it is displayed. Right? How it is displayed in the Salesforce object. So same thing you are displaying it. But what label does is label attribute. Okay. If you mention label equal to, for example, if I mention here in the attribute, label equal to, okay, I'll say that name. So what is this means? If I mention the label equal to name, that means do not show the default value here. Do not show the Salesforce field label. Because I have a label, label has a name. There is a string which is there, which is declared within the attribute. So what this does, this will override the existing Salesforce field label. It will override the existing Salesforce label. So when you see the output, you will not be able to see account name. You will just see the name equal to Salesforce. Why you are seeing the name? Why you are not able to seeing the Salesforce field label exactly? Because we are using the label attribute within the output field. When we use the label attribute within the output field, what it does, it will override the existing one. It will override the existing one and display the label that is mentioned here. That display the label which is mentioned here. Next, we know ID. ID is nothing but identifier that allows the output field component to be referenced by other component in this page. If any other component wants to call this particular output field component, they can call it. Now, any questions on the output field before I move on? Before I move on, any questions?
Ma'am, can you please repeat the title again?
Title is a tooltip. Tooltip is nothing but, if I go to the Salesforce, if I hover, okay, if I hover any of this, for example, I'm hovering on this. When I hover it, it should display a tooltip, small tooltip that comes here. No, I do not have those here. So exactly this one. If I hover this, what is happening? There is a tooltip below it is showing that some information it is showing, right? If I hover, as soon as a user hover on this, I need a tooltip. If you wanted to implement a tooltip, right, by using the output field, if you wanted to implement a tooltip, then you have to use the attribute called title. Title equal to, you can mention name, or this is the name of the contact, right? So title is nothing but the text to display as a tooltip when the user mouse pointer hover over this component.
Yeah, okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah. So now let's see how to implement that. So in Salesforce, how we write the output field. So first what we will do, we will first write the ApexColonPage, right? First we will write the Visualforce tag called ApexColonPage. This has the end also, ApexColonPage. ApexColonPage. This is as soon as you create a Visualforce, this is how you see, right? This is how you see that. Now, after that, once we create the Apex Visualforce page, so this is the ApexColonPage and end of the ApexColonPage Visualforce tag will be displayed. Now, within this, you will be implementing or you will be writing the logic. You will be writing the logic. What logic you will be writing here? What is the next one here? Which Visualforce tag we use it?
ApexPage block.
We use the ApexColonPage block. Right? And here end will have a closed ApexColonPage block. Now, next, another tag we will write it. What is the next tag we will write?
ApexPage block section.
ApexPage block section. ApexColonPage block section. Now, end of this ApexColonPage block section. Okay. Now, within this, what we are going to write is we are going to implement a output field, right? We are going to implement an output field. Which tag are we discussing right now?
ApexColonOutputField.
Output field.
Yes.
Ma'am, is
So,
Apex column form is necessary?
are we expecting the input here? What is the output? Are we expecting the input here?
No, first
No.
label.
So if you are not expecting the input from user, then Apex colon form is not needed.
Yeah, okay.
Now, here we are going to implement Apex colon output field, right? And it is a self-closed, we all know. Now, within this, in this Visualforce tag, just now we have learned attributes. What is the first attribute that we have learned?
Value.
Value.
Value is the attribute. Value is the attribute. Now, value equal to what we have to write? The merge field.
Exclamatory.
Mm-hmm.
Object name dot field name.
Object name. Let's take an opportunity. In opportunity, we have a field called name.
Name. Yeah.
Right? This is one output field. Now let me implement another one. This is another one. Let's take amount is there. Right? And another field which we have a stage. Opportunity dot stage. Now, value we are using it. Okay. Now, ApexField has to display the field label and field value. What is the purpose of this? It has to display the field label. If I open the UI, if I click on a preview, so what will happen if I click on the preview? The first thing is that it should show me opportunity name. Opportunity name. And the second one, opportunity amount. And the third one is the stage. It should show the label as well as it should show the value here, right? But how does output field knows? Where is the output field? It is within the Apex page block. Where is the Apex page block? So output field is within the page block section, and page block section is within the page block, and page block is within the page. Now it is very inside of the page. Now how this will know that what is this means? Somebody from the top has to say that opportunity is an object, right? We have written a merge field here, right? I have given some name, opportunity.name. But how does this output field understand opportunity is an object or different value? What is this? And what is this? Now I have a here opportunity.name. Fine, I have a opportunity.name. But where should I go? Which table should I need to review? Okay, they are giving me here, developer is saying that opportunity.name. This is the merge field they are giving, or opportunity.amount. Okay, I got these fields, but which table? How do I know which? In database, we have a database. In database, I see there are so many tables are there. In database, there are so many tables are there, but how do I know that which table should I need to go and search for a opportunity.name? Which table should I need to go and see the opportunity name? Opportunity.name might be in the account, or opportunity.name might be in the contact, might be in the table, in the lead, right? There are different objects are there here. Which object do I need to go? Where should I need to go in the database? I just got the information about the field. I got the information about the field. I am clear with the field, but within the database, once I go to the database, there are so many are there here. Now, which one do I need to check? How do I know that? So what it does is it will ask output field as the page. Output field as the page. Give me which table that I need to go here. This output field asks Apex:Page. Tell me which table that I need to go here. Then if ApexPage says that, okay, this is the table that you need to look at, then immediately it goes to the database and it points out to the only that particular table, get the information and display the here. Now, here, how ApexPage is providing the table name to the output field. How it is providing the information. ApexPage is how it is providing the information. Right? It does not have anything here. We just say Apex:Page, but it doesn't have anything here. Now, how can this ApexPage pass the object name or pass the table name? Right? Yesterday we have seen object. What is the object? What is the object?
Database tables are called object.
It is a table.
The data in the specific core.
Database tables that allows to store the data is called objects. Now, ApexPage, how can it tell what is the way that ApexPage can tell this is my object. Now go ahead and look at the data table. So in order to inform output field, we have an attribute in the ApexPage. We have an attribute in the ApexPage. What is that attribute? That attribute is called StandardController. StandardController. There are another one is also there. We will come to that later. Right now, we have a StandardController. StandardController is nothing but the name of the Salesforce standard object. The name of the Salesforce standard object that is used to control the behavior of this page. That is used to control the behavior of this page. Now, if you wanted to use any object, if you wanted to show the data of the Salesforce object, now here we are showing the Salesforce object called opportunity. So what we will do here, we will provide the info. We will provide the attribute called standard
controller.
Okay, so we will provide here StandardController. Within the ApexPage, we'll say StandardController equal to, we'll mention the object name. Yes, opportunity is the object. Opportunity is the object. Now, this is the object that you need to look at. This is the object that you need to look at it. Now, we'll mention this so that what will happen when this page is getting executed. When this page is getting executed, that time The first thing is that Apex page responsibility is that here I click on a preview button, right? Here we have a preview button. When I click on a preview button, the first thing it executes the logic. That is, the first one is Apex page. Whatever the attributes are there, everything will be executed. Now this is stored in standard controller equal to opportunity. Till the execution of this page, this value doesn't change. Wherever we go within the Apex page block section, output field, till the end of the execution, you can access any fields of this particular object. Any field in this object. Now standard controller equal to standard controller. What is the standard controller here? Standard controller is nothing but the name of the Salesforce standard object. I'm mentioning here, say, here what I'm saying, Salesforce standard object. The name of the Salesforce standard object that is used to control the behavior of this page. That means the entire page till the end of the execution, everything will be, it says that, okay, wherever you go, so take this standard controller equal to opportunity. Now, if you wanted to display the opportunity fields, go ahead and display. So it has that access. Now this enables the access. That means, okay, this is the table, it is enabled. Now you can call any field. First it will open up the table, or first it will open up the object. Now within the object, whatever the fields are there, go ahead and pick it up. Name, amount, stage. Now that's how we are going to get the information. Now the second thing is that second attribute which we have. Now when we are displaying the UI, here we have a page block section, right? Here it displays. Ideally, this is a black color. Ideally, this is a black color. Right? This is a black color. So here we'll have a section, and then within the section, we will see there is a, like this, it will display, and here we'll have a name of the section, and then we will see all the names, right? And now, if I wanted to change this by default, how can I change it? We will see that later. First, let's go ahead and see this part. Okay. Now, any questions in this?
Swapna, I'm having two questions.
Yeah.
Actually, for example, I wanted to take data from two objects, opportunity and accounts. Can I mention comma?
No, only single object.
You can't take from multiple objects.
Yes.
Okay, and one more thing is like, for example, if you take opportunity, so opportunity will come from campaign. So if I'm having some 3 to 4 campaigns, so how can I filter that? So it will give all the opportunity details.
What you wanted to filter? Opportunity?
For example, opportunity is related to some campaign information, right? I mean, after the campaign, I will get the leads. After the leads, I will get the opportunity. So my internally, my opportunity is related to one campaign. So
do you see that? Do you see opportunity campaign relationship? Do you see that?
No.
In Salesforce itself, there is no connection. If we cannot say that opportunity came from campaign. So we can say that leads got converted to the opportunity.
So, for example, if I want to take the opportunity from this particular lead or this particular campaign, in that case, how should I?
From campaign, how can you get it? Salesforce itself, there is no connection. Okay. Salesforce itself does not have any connection. If I go to the opportunity. Okay. Related, you have a products, partners, stage history, right? Okay. Now here you have a details. Now, if your question is, For example, I have an account within the opportunity. I need some details from the account. Is that your question?
If I want only opportunities for particular account.
Hold on for that question. We'll come to that.
Okay. Okay, so.
One question. What about the custom objects? Here you have mentioned only standard objects.
Right, custom object will come later. So that's the reason right now our focus is only on the standard object. There are few members who doesn't know the standard objects or custom object. For them, just an introduction, Salesforce object has two type of objects. One is standard object and the second one is Salesforce custom object, right? So Salesforce objects are divided into the two types, Salesforce standard object and Salesforce custom object. Salesforce standard objects are provided by the Salesforce, whereas Salesforce custom objects are implemented or created by admin developer based on the client requirement. Now our focus is only on this part, how to implement a standard object. If you wanted to call standard object, then we have to use the standard controller. Now, what are the standard object? As we have seen, opportunity, right? We have seen the campaign,
Lead,
lead,
Contact.
account, contact,
contact,
opportunity, right? These all we have seen so far. But there are few more objects, standard objects are there. So whatever is Salesforce is providing, those objects are called Salesforce standard object. Salesforce standard object, right? Salesforce standard object. Now, custom objects are created by admin or a development. There is a difference between the standard object and custom object. We will see that part later. For now, our focus is, we are just going to focus on this. Whatever is Salesforce is provided, only those we are going to, Imran, please do not write anything. So, a standard object, we are going to focus on it. Standard object.
One more question. Hello.
Yeah.
If the ones if a single standard object we have added in multiple like apps, so how can it get if we have added opportunity in like sales also and services also, we can add opportunity, right? Standard object we can add. So how can it know that which standard object we are talking about, either from sales or services?
Now, why we are talking about the clouds here? I'm not talking here. Page does not need a cloud here. Page is required which object I want. We are implementing it. Which page we are implementing. Does the Apex page really worry about, okay, am I executing this in the sales cloud, or am I executing this in the marketing cloud, or am I executing in the service cloud? It doesn't matter with the page. Page does not care. Page needs object and the fields and how to display this information in the UI.
But Swapna, if I'm not mistaken, all the standard objects, they are unified across all the clouds, right? The same opportunity we refer in sale, in service, in whatever, yeah?
Yes,
it's not different table.
Contact is a common.
Yeah.
Whether you go into the marketing cloud, sales cloud, or service cloud, you will see those. Opportunity, you will see in the marketing cloud, in the sales cloud. These are the shared one, which you will be seeing it. So Salesforce does not restrict that if you are in a marketing cloud, open only campaign, lead, or campaign, or a lead, account, contact, opportunity. It does not restrict. You can open any object. You have a flexibility to play with that.
Objects are globally available, right? Not specific to
Yes, it's not specific to the cloud.
Vaibhav, is it clear?
Yes, it's clear.
Ma'am, it does allows the relationship fields also, relationship objects also.
Yeah, relationship, hold on that. I'll be coming to the relationship part.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go ahead and yeah, this is the introduction. Let's assume that we have, let's take, okay.
Ma'am, we can only use single object on our table page.
Yes, only single object.
Okay.
Now, this is the client requirement. Okay, client requirement says that display the opportunity information section. This is the opportunity information section. See, this color is a golden color. And to display opportunity name, where the label name is a name. Ideally, in the, or if you go to the Salesforce object, the opportunity name displays as a opportunity name. But here they wanted just a name instead of opportunity name. Now amount, close date. So this is the information they wanted to implement. So using the Visualforce page, client is asking to implement or develop this particular section. Let's go ahead and implement. Click new and Visualforce page. We are talking about the output field. Okay. Yes. What all needs to be implemented?
Block. Page block section.
ApexColon page block.
Page block.
ApexColon page block. Okay.
ApexColon page section. Page block section.
Okay.
Output field.
ApexColon output field.
ApexColon output field.
So here the value.
Value is opportunity. Opportunity.
Exclamation opportunity.
Dot name.
Title equal to name.
That we will see later.
Yes.
ApexColon
output field. Value equal to.
Value is equal to.
Bracket.
Amount. Like field
Opportunity
amount.
Dot amount.
ApexColon output
field. Value equal
to. Merge field. Opportunity dot closed.
Now what happened here?
We haven't used the standard controller.
Standard controller.
Standard controller.
It goes to in bracket opportunity.
Opportunity.
Perfect. So let's review it. Now, opportunity name, close date, amount is given. Now I do not see any section here. Why? I don't see any section.
Didn't give any.
Not giving any name.
Attributes.
Title equal to opportunity information. Now, see this, right? Now what happened here, it is showing the label names, right? Opportunity name and the close date amount. Now, if I compare with the requirement, the first thing is that they need the here name, but it is using the opportunity name. Now, how can I change this name?
Using label attribute.
Using
Label attribute.
Name. Let's click on save. Refresh. Perfect. Labels are displaying correctly. Yes, but the values are not displaying. The UI label display is perfectly fine. UI, the label display and everything is perfectly fine. But values are not showing. Now, what the Apex page is doing, Apex page is just telling about the name of the object. It is just telling the name of the object. But if you go to the Salesforce, if you open the object, if you open opportunity object, you see some hundreds of records. You see some hundreds of records in the Salesforce object. Now let me open here. Salesforce. Let's see. Opportunity. I see there are 34 records are there. Now, how system will know that which one do I need to display? Which one does the Visualforce page need to be displayed? There are 34 records are there in the opportunity. Now it says that you have given me the opportunity. That is perfectly fine. I went into the table. Okay, so it went into the table and it found the table or the object it found in the database. Now, when it found the database, when it found the object, it is perfectly fine. Now, after getting into that object, I see that there are 34 items, 34 records are there. Which record do I need to take it? Which record do I need to take it? How do I know that? You are using a standard controller, opportunity. That is standard object name. Yes, but in the standard object, I see there are 34 records are there. Now, how can I get the 30? I need to know one record. I cannot show 34 records in the UI. This information is only for a specific record, only for one record. We are not showing the UI for 34 records. Give me one ID, 18-digit ID or a 15-digit ID. Based on that, when it goes to the database, based on that ID, it will collect the information and it shows the values here. Now, who will be passing that ID here? Now, who will be passing the ID? Now, when we are implementing here, we are just implementing as a per specific object. No, we cannot specify the ID during the implementation. During the implementation, we cannot specify the ID. Now, when I click on the preview, what will happen when I click on the preview? It gives me Salesforce URL. It gives me Salesforce URL /Apex page name. Right? Let me go back to the Salesforce. Let's copy this. This is the URL. Now here, I'll open Paint. Okay. Right here, what happened? It is the first one is a Salesforce URL. This is till this point, it is a Salesforce URL, which is my org details, org name -dev ed.develop.vforce. This is normal URL. Now, after that, I have another one, /Apex. /Apex represents that you are viewing the Visualforce page. /Apex represents you are viewing the, or users are viewing the Apex page, or developers are viewing the Apex page. Now, after that, we have it, after the slash, there is a VF_outputField. VF_outputField. VF_outputField is your Visualforce page name. It's your Visualforce page name. First, it is a URL, Salesforce URL. And then it has a Apex, which represents that we are viewing the Visualforce page. And then we have a VF page name. We have VF page name. Salesforce URL, Apex, VF page name. After this, there is a question mark. There is a question mark here. Do you see the question mark? So there is a question mark. Till this point is good. That means till this, you can remove this. If you remove this also, it will work. It will work. So by default, it will work. So for example, I'm removing this. Hit enter. It works perfectly fine. So that is not needed. That is the additional information added by the Salesforce. So you can remove those information. But here, after the question mark, what we have to do is we have to provide a ID. We have to provide a ID equals to, in double quotes, we have to provide object ID. Object ID. We have to provide object ID, which is 18-digit ID or 15-digit ID. We have to provide 18-digit ID or 15-digit ID. So if I provide the ID here, so while executing the page, what will happen? Page already has the object. Page already has the object information. And within the page, I already have a field's name. What fields needs to be displayed? So first it will, URL gets executed with the ID, and ID will pass to this page. Now we have an object. For this object, we know which specific record that I need to look at. For that record, I'm going to get the fields from the database. So this is how the execution happens. This is how the execution happens. Now here, let's take an example. Burlington. Now here I have in the URL, I'll get the 18-digit ID. After the opportunity, we have a 18-digit ID. So what we have to do is, after the question mark, ID equal to, you have to mention that 18-digit ID. So what will happen? It displays the value. Displays the value. Now, VF_outputField till this point is our Visualforce page, right? After that, what I'm doing, question mark ID equal to, I'm just providing the 18-digit ID. If you provide a 15-digit ID also, fine. Is that clear, everybody? Any questions? Okay. Now, for example, your page is looking for opportunity. Your page is looking for opportunity. But if you provide any other ID, for example, you go to the account, and then from the account, you open up the record. And let's say that you have given this ID. What will happen if I give something different ID? Basically, if you give a different ID, system get confused because you are looking for the opportunity standard controller. But ID is you are providing for something else. 001 and whatever the ID is there, 18-digit ID, it is not referencing whatever you have implemented in the page. Both are not syncing. In page, you are saying the standard controller equal to opportunity, but here ID equal to some different ID you are providing it. So it's not valid. This ID I could not see in the opportunity standard controller. So which is a invalid. This is not a valid ID. Clear?
Swapna, one question here. It will take only query parameter as a ID or any other fields also?
Right now, it's an ID. We have to provide it.
Okay.
But in real time, okay, this one in real time, we will not be giving like this. This is just for our learning purpose. In real time, we won't be giving here. If we have to give here, there should be some person who is sitting at the desk and execute the Visualforce page and provide here ID equal to 18-digit ID, 15-digit ID. No, we will not be doing this. This URL will be auto-implemented. This URL will be auto-implemented using the Apex. We will see that later. For now, whatever we are displaying it, how the output field is going to display here based on whatever the ID we are passing it. Based on the ID parameters, what in the ID parameter, whatever the 18-digit or 15-digit we are passing, based on that it is displaying the value here.
Okay, Swapna.
Any other questions before I move on? Okay. Next one, in the Apex page, we have another attribute called tab style. We have another attribute called tab style. Basically, what is this? Now, for example, if I add a tab style equal to, I'll add lead. Now what happened? Let me go back to the page. Refresh. Let me take different one. Let's take an account. Okay. So when we see standard controller opportunity is nothing but it applies all the behavior, including the tab style also it will apply. Okay. But in case if you wanted to show the tab style differently, no, I do not want to see exactly same as the opportunity. If you click on the opportunity, what is the style it has? Golden color it has, right? Golden color. And if you click on this, you will see the golden color will be there. So this, whatever the coloring is there, it will be by default applied. But if you say that, no, I do not want to apply this. I wanted to apply the style of the account, or I wanted to apply a style of the contact, or I wanted to apply a style of the different one. So you can apply, so that styling, the coloring gets changed here. Basically the data will be there. Data will be there. You can pass the data, data will be there. But the styling, the way of viewing the data is similar like a account. Viewing the data similar like a account. So tab style is nothing but which will apply the style for whatever the existing object is there. Whatever the existing object is there, if you wanted to apply the same styling, then what you can do is you can apply it. So it controls the color and styling and selected tab of the particular page. Tab style, control the color, styling and selected tab of the particular page. Okay, any questions on this page? Right. So let's move on. We are clear with the output field. How to use a output field? We got a clarity on this. Now let's go on to the output link. Output link, Visualforce tab. Now the output link has an open and close Visualforce tab. Why we use this component is to display the URL link. Display the URL link. For example, if I wanted to display the URL link on the table or on the page, so if I want, as soon as I click on that URL, it has to be redirected to the new page and open up that particular website. So in case if you wanted to display the URL link, we will be using the ApexColonOutputLink. And the attributes are value. So in the value, we will be providing the URL. In the value, we will be providing the URL, the output link, like http://www.salesforce.com. And the next
does this mean it's the record link?
Sorry?
Does this mean you mean the record link, like the opportunity link?
No, it could be any link, not the opportunity link. It could be any link, www.salesforce.com. So like this, it will display.
Okay, thank you.
And the next one there is a next attribute is disabled. Next attribute is disabled. That means I wanted to show the URL. I wanted to show the URL, right? But it should not be clickable. It should not be clickable. Just show me the data of www.salesforce.com. It's a disabled. I cannot click on this. This is just for information. Just for information. It's not a clickable. So disabled is nothing but a Boolean value. It accepts either true or a false. That specifies whether this link is displayed in the disabled state or not. If you want to display this particular link in a disabled status, means not clickable. Nobody can click on that URL. So in that case, we use the disabled attribute. The next one is style. Style we will apply. Style is for the inline style. We will see what is the inline style. So on this attribute, ApexColonOutputLink, we have another attribute called style. For example, I wanted to show this in the black, or I wanted to show this in the blue. Okay, font I wanted to change, or I wanted to change the color, or I wanted to display in bold font, or different ways I wanted to show. In that case, I can directly use the style where we will be applying the CSS style. Where we will be applying the CSS style. Style is nothing but inline style. It's an inline style which we are going to apply it only for this particular text. And there is one more attribute which is called a style class. There is another attribute which is called style class. This is external CSS style sheet. This is external CSS style sheet. So we have two types of style. One is internal inline styling, which is nothing but internal. And the second one is external styling. Okay, if you search in the Google, if you search CSS style sheet, you will be able to see the different. CSS style sheet. So style sheet is a different, style is a different. Okay, so we have a different inline internal external CSS. So for external CSS are implemented indifferently. Okay, so you can go through this internal CSS, external CSS, inline CSS, but I can quickly show you what is that means in the Visualforce. Okay, so these are the two ones. Style is nothing but where we are applying inline style directly. I can write the style within the attribute. Style class is nothing but we have to use the external style. Implement that all of them combine into one box, put it somewhere and call that style. So usually how do we write the style? If I wanted to, for example, output link. So for example, I'm implementing the output link, ApexColonOutputLink. And then here style, I'll write it. What is this means? I'm directly giving here font or color equal to color colon blue. I'm just mentioning here. This is, I can mention one or multiple styles, I can mention it. Okay, it doesn't matter. Where I say style sheet. Style sheet is nothing but, no, you implement a block separately. You implement a block separately. So implement a block separately here, somewhere in the same page, and add whatever you want here. Color equal to blue. Okay, and background or a font family or a font, you can implement it. Let's say font weight, I wanted to put it as a bold. And I can add background, color, right? Multiple things I can put here. Background color, white, and font family, italic. So put all of them here, and then give a name for it. So for example, whatever you are implementing here. Now, for this box, I'm naming it as a, let's suppose, new box. I'm naming this box as a new box. Now, wherever you need this particular bunch of styles needs to be applied. If you want anywhere, the bunch of styling need to be applied, then use that here. Use it here. Style sheet, new box, right? So you can implement. That means I'm commonly building this styling. For example, if you go to the ICICI Bank or if you go to the HDFC Bank, whichever the link you click on it, the coloring and the font style, nothing changes. The coloring font doesn't change anywhere, right? It will be same. Whether you click on a single icon, whether you are entering the data, whatever you are doing it, entire application has the same color, same font, same, everything is same, right? So in that case, what we can do is I can build a separate styling for this. A separate styling, I can build it. And I can keep it, that styling somewhere and utilize this, whichever the one I'm using it, whether I'm implementing in the same Visualforce pages, whether I'm implementing multiple sections or the same section, or if I'm implementing 100-page block section, then I can just simply use that style sheet equal to new box. As soon as it says the new box, what it will does, okay, there is something which is written here. So it will go to this box and it will verify, okay, what are the styles that needs to be applied, right? So it will check all the styles and it will apply the styles to the output link. It will apply the styles to the output link, right? Now, In the Visualforce page, where do you implement this box? Whatever we have written this, where do we implement in the Visualforce page? In the Visualforce page, there are multiple ways which we can implement. For now, we have a HTML tag which is called style. It has an open and close. Within this tag, we will write this. Within this tag, we will write this. We will implement this and we will give a name to it. Okay, so it has to have some dot here. So that dot means there is something which is already a namespace is there, dot, and then box name, whatever the name of that particular styling, put that styling and whatever you wanted to apply in this page, put everything, combine everything into one place, call that style wherever it is needed. Call that style wherever it is needed. Is this clear? Okay, so let's go back to the page. Now, this is the output link. Let's assume that client requirement is on the existing one. On the same page, I wanted to display a URL here in the center of the page, which is a blue color, bold, and underline clickable. Okay, I wanted to implement this page. So what we have to do, this is on the existing page. Whatever we have implemented, we have gave a demo to the client and demo agreed it, but they want another one which says that URL needs to be displayed on the bottom of that page block section and it has to be center. Right? So in order to implement that URL, what do we need to use it?
Output link.
ApexColonOutput link.
Attribute value.
Value has to be if you wanted to redirect it to the third-party URL or in any URL, for example, Salesforce URL, then I'll clearly mention here https://www.salesforce.com. And this is the URL, right? And then we have to give here, let's say www.salesforce.com. What is the label that needs to be displayed? Label needs to be displayed. Label has to be www.salesforce.com. So that's the label I have written here. Now let's click on save. Now let's go back to the Salesforce. It is displaying. If I click on this,
1W is missing.
Okay. Okay, refresh. Let's click on this. It will be redirected to the salesforce.com page. Now, we are displaying the URL and everything is done, but they want here in the center. It's going in the left side. So first thing what I'll do is I'll apply the style. I'll apply a style. Style, for example, I'm going to show you both style and a style class. Style is where I can apply CSS style directly here. For example, font size equal to is larger. And then I wanted to apply color blue. Color blue. Now let's save it. Now font size is increased. If you wanted to put it into the center, you can place it also. Right? This is where I'm doing the all kind of a styling. I'm doing within the attribute. Within the attribute, I'm doing all kind of a whatever they want, all stylings we will be doing, we are doing in the within the attribute. But now it's not a good way to do that. Sometimes it is not a good way to do that. If you are implementing a Visualforce page that has the 10-page block sections or 5-page block sections, everyone should maintain the same styling. Now, in that case, what I'll do is I need to implement a CSS box separately. A CSS box separately. Now, in order to implement that CSS box separately, what we have to use? We have to use the HTML tag called style. Where will I be writing the style? After the ApexColon page. After the ApexColon page. So after the ApexColon page, just type here style. This is HTML tag. Style. Within this style, okay, we have to mention what are the styling that I wanted to apply. Now let's say that curly braces. Now here, the first thing I wanted to apply color, blue. Now font, let's put the first one font. Font weight, whatever we have added before, font weight, bold. Now let's save it. Now does it apply here? It did not apply. At least it should be displayed as a bold. Right? Now I have to implement here style class. I have to implement a style class. Now style class expects the string value, but is there a name to this? There is no name to this. So what I'll do, I'll give it dot, I'll say that new link. Now this new link, I'll refer here. Now, did it applied? Let's refresh. Bold is applied. Bold is applied. Now, it is working fine. Let me update the font size also. Font size. Let's make it large. See, I'm changing at one place, but it is going to reflect wherever it is needed. Perfect, this is working fine. Then, now I wanted to apply the color. Color, blue. It did not apply. Why? Why it did not apply? Let's click on right click, inspect. Over this, right click, again inspect. You see here new link, dot new link, whatever we have implemented this dot new link. What happened here? Color we have given a blue, but it did not apply it because there is already existing color on the header. On entire block, page block section has a color, black color. No, body and page block section, header row, everybody has a color red. That is overriding the whatever we have written here. Color blue is override by the black. So black is overriding my blue one. Now I need this. I do not want to change everybody here. I do not want to change the body or page block section or a description, header row. I don't want to change this, but I wanted to apply a blue color for this. I wanted to apply blue color for this. In that case, if you wanted to override the existing one, then what we have to use is, here we have to use exclamation important. Exclamation important. Exclamation important. If you use that, what will happen? Automatically yours is highlighted. Yours is highlighted. What are the existing on the page block section? It is applying on this URL. It will override with yours. If I write exclamation important, if I write exclamation important, it will override that. Is that clear? Any questions on the style class, output link?
Swapna?
Yeah.
If we have to include the external file, then how is that possible? We will study that later.
Yes, that is the another way.
Okay.
This is one way.
Okay.
Another way is where you can push a file into Salesforce. So that is the different part.
Okay.
Now here, if you wanted to make it text center, text align center. If I give text align center, what is happening? It's not working anything. It's not working nothing. I'm giving on this text align center, I'm saying it. So instead of spending so much time here, how to pull this in the center, what I'll do is simply I'll do one quick, easy way is I'll apply the div section. A container, I'll create a container. Within the container, I'll put this. And here I'll say that style equal to text align colon center. Save this. Now let's see the output. Center. Auto cursor. What happened if I do not give this? What happened if I do not give this? Can I not bring it? Basically, it does not have, let me show you that. How do we comment out? This is the commenting. I'm commenting the div section. Now, how much space is available to bring it to center? It is ending here only. If I take any other one, they are having some information here, but it doesn't seem like there is a space after this. It doesn't seem like there is a space after this. It just started here, ended here. It did not add any space. But if I add a div, if I add a container here, one div section, let's save this. It added the container here and it brought it in the center. Right? This is the easiest way to play with the styling. If you are very much in real time, this is what sometimes we do it in the Visualforce page. Sometimes if you feel that you are spending so much time to bring that into the center, if it doesn't work on the output link, better put surrounding div section, then add a style. Inline style added. So it will be by default, whatever is there within the div section, everything will be displayed in the center. Any questions on this Apex page from the starting? What is the API version for this Visualforce page?
56.
Yeah. So here is the API version 56. Okay.
No?
Yeah.
Swapna, yeah, I have a question. It's not related to this one actually, development, but I want to know about this URL. Can you just explain to me? See, on top we can say samskara it2dev ed.develop.mysalesforce.com, right? On top /_UI. Yes, in the yes. And but when we do preview, it says what is that? vf.force.com. Correct? Why is it so? What is force.com?
Where are we implementing the code? We are implementing the code.
Okay, so if it is code, means it will be vf.force.com, it will come.
So basically here, UI common /Apex debug.
Yeah.
And Apex CSI page, right? This is common whether you open the component or whether you open the Visualforce page or whether you open the Apex, URL doesn't change. What is this? This tells me that you are in a developer console. Debug /Apex CSI page. That means you are in a developer console. This URL doesn't change.
No, this one I'm saying, this my.salesforce.com. Why does it change? It's develop.my.salesforce.com and this is develop.vf.force.com.
Okay. Okay. So ideally, this is the page for Classic. This is the URL for Classic, right? For Classic, Salesforce Classic, this is the URL. This is the URL. Now, from the Classic, I'm clicking on a button called Develop. When I click on a button called Develop, it is opening the window. It is opening the window. That means that is also a, if I copy this URL, if I go to the browser, and if I enter this is a browser URL. So on clicking on the development, what they are doing is, okay, you are opening the developer console. You are opening the developer console. When the Salesforce started, they started with the Classic. They did not start with the Lightning. So developer console is there since the beginning. So in the Classic, when we click on the developer console in setup, when you go to the setup, here, right, developer console. When you click on this developer console, it opens up the new window. When it opens up the new window, what it does, it will take the existing Salesforce URL. This is my existing Salesforce URL. And for the developer console, this is, right? This is how the developer console. That means as soon as you see the debug /Apex CSI page, means this is a developer console. Now, within this developer console, there are so many tools are there. We are implementing the Aura component. We are implementing a Apex. We are implementing a Visualforce page, right? But how does the Salesforce knows whether you are previewing the Visualforce or whether you are previewing the Aura or whether you are clicking on something else? How does it know? Basically, what it has done is it is converted from here. My.salesforce is the URL part. Now you are looking at the vfforce.com, visualforce.com. So from the vfforce.com, this entirely added the Apex /vf. That means as soon as it changed from my.salesforce to vf.force, that means you are now in the VF page. You are in the VF page and the page name is here. So it will change definitely it will change, because from the developer console, you are clicking on the button. Now, here, this is a separate URL. This is a separate URL. Now, within this URL, when you click on this button, it need not to be redirected to the same. It can open the related page. It has to open the related page. That page is also on the web browser. So the related page is open. This one, develop.vf.force.com. Basically, on the force.com, we are opening the Visualforce page.
Okay. So if I'm implementing something, suppose Aura application, so it will be something develop.aura.force.com, something like that?
Yeah, we'll see that whenever we have a lightning.
Okay. Okay, fine. Okay, thanks.
Now, let's go on the questions. What is ApexColonOutputField used for? ApexColon
Used for display fields of object.
Standard object.
To display the field value, or to display the field label and field value of the Salesforce object, or to display the field label.
To display both field label
and field value.
Second, to display field label and field value.
Field label and field value.
Yeah. If developer want to display an output field for an accounts name field in ApexColonOutputField, how can he do it? Value equal to contact.name, value equal to curly brace exclamation opportunity.name, or value equal to curly brace exclamation account.name.
Option C.
Value equals to.
Third, account name.
Because they wanted to see the accounts name.
Accounts name.
What is the standard controller attribute?
Represents the Salesforce.
The standard Salesforce object.
To refer a standard standard object, or the name of Salesforce standard object that is used to control the behavior of this page, or the name of the Salesforce custom object that is used to control the behavior of this page.
Option
The
A.
name is standard object that is used to control the behavior of
this page. Option
B. Option B.
Option C.
Option A or B or C?
B, ma'am.
Option A.
This is multi-selected. Multiple options. This is multi-selected.
B and C.
A and B.
Then A and B.
A and B.
A and B.
So it's a and B. We can say that to refer Salesforce standard object, or we can say the name of the Salesforce standard object that is used to control the behavior of this. But when it is asked in the interview, just mention the name of the Salesforce standard object that is used to control the behavior of the page. Do not say the short answer to refer the Salesforce standard object. How can we, sorry. Okay, homework. Account information. Here the fields are, first one is, it is just displaying a name, which is the Infosys. It is nothing but account name in the Salesforce. But on this Visualforce, we are just displaying a name. Description, rating, type, and industry. Again, we have a name here. This is basically the phone number. This is basically a phone number. This is a phone number. And address information, billing street, billing city, billing state, and billing zip and postal code. Next homework, write a program using the Visualforce page to display lead information, address information, and other information as shown below. So 3 page block sections. One is lead information, address information, other information, and as well as we have a URL here. So in lead information, lead name, rating, mobile, website. In address information, street, postal code, city, and the lead source, industry, lead status. Other information also has the description, industry, lead status, annual revenue, lead source. Lead source is there in the address information, lead source is there in the other information. Lead status is there in address information, lead status is there in other information. Same industry also it is in both the sections. Okay, so let me know whether you are able to implement the address section or not tomorrow. If you are not able to implement this address section, we'll see one of the example. In homework 1, we have an address information. If you are not able to implement this address information, we'll see this tomorrow. But please try it. How can we implement this?
Ma'am, address information is present on account object.
Yes, it is present on the account.
Okay.
Also on the lead level also we have address in street, zip, postal code. Okay, if there are no questions, thank you.
Swapna, is it possible to see the code of Salesforce? Do they provide the code?
No.
No, right?
No.
Okay.
If you wanted to see, you just have only one option in the UI. Just right click on this. That too, you will be able to see HTML. You will not be able to see any other.
The Visualforce, we can't see.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, if there are no questions, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.